Are you ready to turn heads? Luxury isn't just worn, it's experienced. Introducing a Layla Cara style and new up-and-coming designer collection where exclusive shoes and bags for men and women meets your feet. How about you take a handbag and wear it in style, where each piece is personally designed by Layla Carroll herself and handcrafted from the finest material in Italy. Leather, smooth like butter, bold, timeless, distinctly you. Step into true elegance and make your mark with a Layla Cara style where confidence meets craftsmanship. Visit a Layla Cara style and experience the luxury of art that you wear. Welcome back to Improving Your Thoughts by Freeing Yourself. I'm your host, Layla Carroll, and today we're talking about something every survivor of a toxic or narcissistic relationship eventually faces. How do I rebuild my confidence when I feel like I've lost myself? So today's episode 5, and the title of today's show is Reclaiming Confidence After Narcissistic Relationships. Let's be honest. After years of walking on eggshells, being manipulated, or having your worth constantly questioned, you start doubting everything about who you are. But the truth is, your confidence was never gone. It was buried underneath someone else's projection. And in this episode, we're going to help you bring it back to life. That's what I'm here for. I want to start off with a quote from the late, great Dr. Maya Angelou. And what she said was, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." When I left my narcissistic marriage, and yes, I left the marriage before he passed, you guys, but it was only between the 4 years of the divorce and the death of him. During that time frame, I thought I was free, but then came the silence. And in that silence, I didn't recognize the woman staring back at me in the mirror. I was second guessing every word that I was saying, wondering is I'm saying the right thing because I didn't want to relive what I've been through, my decisions, even my own laughter, because I know I have a goofy laugh. But I realized I had to learn to apologize for existing too loudly. That's what was happening to me. And I needed to stop that because there was no need to continue apologizing for just existing. It took time though, and a lot of grace to rebuild myself. Confidence didn't return overnight. I thought it was because I had been through situations before where I was able to bounce back, be resilient, and just keep on moving. But instead, it came in small moments, like wearing what I liked again. I'm telling you, you guys, when I was married to the narcissist, I really had a hard time enjoying dressing up when that was my life, enjoying being glamorous. But I couldn't do that with him. Every time I thought that I could wear a certain blouse, it was either too form-fitting or it was showing too much cleavage. So I couldn't enjoy being a woman, the woman, bobacious woman that I am. And so what I did to counteract all that, I had to change and get rid of a lot of clothes after the divorce. I didn't get rid of them the first year or even the second year. I started getting rid of the clothes within a year and 3.5, about going into the fourth year. He bought me a lot of clothes when we was married, and that was something that I used to say to some of my exes who didn't like my attire. They would be like, "You're wearing those shorts?" Because I had legs for days. I'm telling you, I'm not playing. My legs was very toned, athletic, and muscle, but at the same time, smooth, soft, and sexy. So that was one of the focus points I highlighted a lot on my body, especially when I went out to the clubs. And I remember him telling me one day when I was wearing some leggings, "Why are you wearing that? I don't like leggings." And I was thinking, what's wrong with leggings? I like these. I'm not showing my butt because I had a long shirt that covered that. And we argued behind that on that particular day. And I remember saying out loud, "If you don't like my clothes, then how about you buy me some new ones and I'll wear that." Well, I had put my foot in my mouth, which I wish I really not, I wish I should not have done, but I did. I put my foot in my mouth because he took me up on that. After we got married, he started buying me dresses. And I'm not talking about cute dresses. I'm talking about dresses that you would wear to church, those type of dresses. And I was saying to myself, this man is trying to make me his mama, trying to turn me into his mother, because that's all she wore was dresses. She never wore shorts, pants, or anything but a dress. She barely even wore a skirt. It was mainly dresses all the time. And I remember him saying, "A lady wear dresses." And I was like, really? I could be a lady and still wear some pants, and I could still wear shorts. And I was thinking to myself, well, I'm already married to him, so let me just wear the dress so I don't have myself always in an argument. So what I ended up doing was wearing the dresses, but I noticed when I look back at some of those pictures, even to this day, yes, I still have those pictures because I got to be reminded of what not to go back into. And so when I looked at those pictures one day while I'm remarried, I said to myself, this is ugly. I don't like that. Why do I still have this in my closet? So that's when I decided to do some spring cleaning. And I went through my closet and got every single dress that he had bought me that I hated out of that closet. And I'm telling you, it was two garbage bags. And I'm talking about lawn bags that you would put leaves in when you're raking up the leaves during the fall. It was 2 bags of those clothes, of dresses. I got rid of them. Even blazers. There was some blazers that he had bought. Now, I kept one of the blazers because I actually liked it. But the rest of them, I got rid of them. And I started putting them in the bag. And I said, I'm going to give it away to Goodwill. And they can resell it and do what they want to do with it. And I just felt the need to purge myself. And he gave me a lot of purses. Now, I still got the purses, though, because I told you I like bags and stuff. So that, to me, is not the same as wearing an outfit. And he gave me a pair of heels that I still haven't worn, and I still got those heels in my closet to this day. I actually like those heels because they stilettos. And I was surprised when he brought the heels to me that day. Come to find out, he wasn't the one who picked the heels out for me. It was one of his male friends who picked those heels out for me. Now, you probably say, what? That is kind of strange. Yeah, it is strange because when he came to the house with the shoebox and he said, hey, so-and-so, he named the guy's name, he thought that these heels might look good on you and he wanted you to have them. And I said, did you buy these heels? And he was like, yeah, I paid for them. And I said to myself, this is not even your style. I'm surprised that you actually paid for them. And and then when I remember looking at him strange, he was like, what? And I say, did you really buy these shoes? And he said, yeah. I said, why? And he told me, he said, well, he just thought that this was your style. And I said, it's funny how another man can tell you what my real style is and you go for it. But then when I said that that's something that I don't like, I wouldn't wear it, you get an attitude about it. So I ended up having the shoes. I never wore those shoes to this day. Them shoes are still in my closet. Now I told myself maybe one day I'll wear those shoes, but as of right now, I don't have no reason to wear them, so they just in my closet. But I'm not gonna throw them away either. They some nice heels. They stiletto. They like about 6 inches high off the ground. Oh my goodness, those used to be the thing that I used to do back in the days in my clubbing days. I used to step out in 6 inch heels. I always felt like the higher the better because it accentuated my long legs. But as I get older, things change. And I'm not saying I'm never gonna wear the shoes. I just feel like now that he's dead and gone, I don't have to use that as an excuse anymore. Time has passed. I have grown and it is time to move on. And I can still continue to have something that remind me of my growth because that's exactly what it is now. My pain has turned into my triumph. So saying no without explaining is what I do now. Laughing at my own jokes. Now, I'm goofy and silly, and I know I am. And that I told my son the other day, 2 days ago, I say, look, if I ain't being goofy, if I'm not sitting here being silly, then something is wrong with me. You need to make sure you pay attention to that because I am who I am and I love it, okay? And confident doesn't have to shout. My confidence is silent. It's really quiet and it whispers, and it's quiet because I don't really talk a lot when I'm around a lot of people. I am so quiet when I'm around people because I am always listening to folks. I need to know who I'm around, and I can tell by listening to people's conversations. What are they talking about? Okay, so this is this person's personality, that this is what's going on in their life at this current time. So I know what I'm dealing with, and that's why I'm so quiet. Now, when they start talking to me, asking me questions, now I know how to respond. And I'm not saying what to say. I'm talking about how to respond, basically my tone, my mannerism, that type of thing. So I am very cautious about people, and I'm an excellent reader of folks now. I've always been an excellent reader of people. Whenever my heart got in the way, my judgment have always clouded my decision because of the fact that my heart was in the way. Now, this is something that I learned, and I want to share this with you. What you guys don't realize, especially those who are empath, what you don't realize is that you are not allowed to let your heart lead you. When you take control of leading your own heart, you will find yourself more empowered with your decisions. So stop allowing your heart to lead you. I know that the world says follow your heart, but that is the worst thing for an empath to do. Do not follow your heart. Lead your heart instead. Let your mind, your brain, your logic lead you. That way you will know for sure you're making the right decisions when it comes to decision making, especially when you are getting involved romantically with someone. You will find yourself.
We'll be back after a quick break.
If you haven't already, check out my luxury shoe and bag collection, a Layla Cara style. Each piece is personally designed by me and handcrafted from genuine Italian leather. Whether you're dressing up or keeping it casual, these pieces were made to help you walk with confidence. Because real style starts from how you feel. Go to alaylacarolstyle.com and experience these bold, timeless, and completely all you. Check it out. You might find something you like. I mean, you will find yourself trying to find the right word here. You will find yourself escaping so much trouble if you learn to lead your heart and not follow your heart. Okay, so what I want to do in the next segment, we're going to talk about understanding narcissism and understanding what narcissistic relationship do to your mind, because this is a psychological situation in your brain that alters your thinking pattern when you are constantly being drilled and manipulated and abused, especially emotionally abused. It's a constant thing that starts shaping the way your brain is shaped and the way you feel and think and your moods. So let's talk about what really happens when you're in a narcissistic relationship. A lot of us don't know that is happening to us. And I want you to understand, because the aftermath is more than a heartbreak. It's identity erosion. I remember being in a mirror one day. I was putting on my makeup and I was trying to make my eyebrows be on fleek at the time. That's what we was using, the word fleek at this time. So I'm going to use the word fleek right now to describe the situation. So I was trying to get my eyebrows right, and my hands started trembling, like shaking. I couldn't stop shaking. My hands was just shaking, shaking, shaking. And I said to myself, I never had this problem. Why I can't stop my hands from shaking? And I was like, I'm not nervous, but every time I put my makeup to my face, I can't have a steady hand. And I just didn't understand what was happening, but I can feel it in my spirit what was going on. My brain wasn't focusing on what I needed to do. It was so traumatized with what was happening with me that I couldn't get control of my body. So I said to myself, I'm in a situation that is dangerous. This is changing me. I can't continue like this. Why am I still married to this man? Why do I feel that I'm so afraid to let him go? Because I don't want another failed marriage. And I don't want to hear people say, "Ooh, I told you so. I told you that wasn't gonna work out." I don't want people laughing at me. And that was my biggest reason why I stayed in that marriage as long as I did, because I really had an ego problem. That's what it was. And I realized that when I was going through those episodes of not being able to control my hands, it was it was something that reminded me what was happening, why it was happening that way. And what it was is that, and I know I'm going to get a little bit graphic here, and I have to, because you can understand why I'm this way, why this was happening. So if you have sensitive ears, you might want to fast forward through this part, but hey, it is what it is. So when me and my deceased husband used to be sexually involved, in order for him to get an erection, at least try to keep one when he did get one, he liked for his nipples to be twisted. And if I stopped, he claimed his erection would go down. Imagine twisting something for a long time. Let's say 30 minutes. You're just twisting, twisting, twisting. Eventually, your hands is going to get what some people might get carpal tunnel. But then again, I noticed that I couldn't squeeze my hand, like ball of fist over time. It was hurting. And then I noticed that I couldn't focus and draw a straight line without it being crooked or going off the path that I was trying to be on. What I do know is that I felt that that's what was happening to me. Maybe that's why I'm shaking. But when I divorced him, and of course, there was no more of that going on. But when I divorced him, I remember immediately the shaking stopped. It was no more shaking going on when we split. I was saying to myself, so it wasn't about the twisting of the nipples or whatever. It was really what my brain was trying to show me, that I was literally in a traumatized situation, and my body is reacting now. So I want to help you to survive. What did it look like when survivors often experience these things? So here's what survivors often experience. This is what I need you to know. I told you what I experienced. It was the shaking of my hands, So number one, chronic self-doubt. You question everything because your reality was constantly rewritten for you. Number two, emotional dependency. You're used to seeking validation from someone who rarely gives it. So now you're having emotional dependency. You needed somebody to give you a validation. Number three, fear of speaking up. When you just get out of a narcissistic relationship, you are still carrying those wounds with you. So in the beginning, before you get your healing properly, you're going to be afraid to speak up. So because every opinion once started with an argument, that's the reason why you don't speak up as much as you would like to. And number four, perfectionist. You learn that mistakes wasn't allowed. Every time you made a mistake, you felt that you had to be perfect in order for your partner to accept you. And that's part of why you feel like I got to do it better than this. That's a part of your healing. It's okay. It's okay. You'll be okay. Don't take it for granted like, oh, I'm just all screwed up. No, you're not. You're not screwed up. So just understand that at this point in your life, this is called withdrawals. These are the things that you're going to go through when you're withdrawing from your toxic relationship. And then number five, loss of self-trust. You stop believing in your own intuition because you don't think that it's accurate. No, it is very accurate. Lord gave you intuition, which is also called discernment, for a reason. Is to help you. And what it is, it's just a psychological warfare that's going on inside of you. And rebuilding confidence means reclaiming your mind one thought at a time. So every thought that goes through your mind, you need to challenge it. That book that I told you that I wrote, 365 Days of Mindfulness, your daily affirmation, I'm telling you right now, if you haven't gotten a copy of that, you should. Now, for those of you who cannot afford the book, I am okay with sending you a free PDF copy of the book. That way you can get started right now. So if you want a free PDF copy of my book, 365 Days of Mindfulness, your daily affirmation guide, send me a text message. I'm going to give you my phone number, and I would like to be able to just send you a copy of this. No, I take that back. I'm not going to, don't send me a text, man. I'm going to send you my email address instead, and I want you to email me. That's what I do, because whenever I get these text messages coming through, I'll be like, who is this? Because most people don't say who they are and how they know me and where they found me at, and I'll be trying to figure out, should I respond? And then when I do respond, it become a whole blown conversation that I wasn't ready for. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Then they don't stop. And then every day I'm getting a message and a message. And no, we're not going to do that. So how about I just give you my email address? And that way you can take it from there. Send me an email. Hey, Alayla, I listened to your podcast. I need to know that you listen to the podcast. I listened to your podcast, season 8, episode 5. And that way I will know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm saying, oh, okay, so they want a copy of the book. Can you send me a free PDF copy of your book, 365 Days of Mindfulness, your daily affirmation guide? And I will gladly send it to you free. That way you can download it and you can get started right away. The email address I want to give to you is imagingcoaching@yahoo.com. That's imaging. Let me spell it for you so you don't have to worry about it. It's IMAGING. Coaching. COACHING at yahoo.com. Do that. Send me that one, and I will send you a free PDF copy. That way you don't have to buy it, because I really want to help you guys. I do not want you to be like, man, I really want the book, but I can't afford it. Hey, I'm here to help, not to break your pockets, okay? So the book, I want to let you know, is going to reshape your brain. If you read this book every single day for a year, all you need to do is find an affirmation in the book. You don't have to even start on page 1. Start at any page in the book and pick the one that resonates with you the best. And what you would do is read that affirmation, and it's going to give you, I wrote description, what the affirmation means, and then just read it and say it out loud and continue to recite it all day long. Meditate on it all day long. And then the next day, do another one and do the same thing. Meditate on it all day long. Because what's going on with you is that you have been listening to the narcissist talk bad to you, and you replay what the narcissists have said to you, and you meditated on that. And because you did that, your brain started believing that, and it makes it hard for you to focus and regain your confidence and everything. But my book will help you reshape that and go back to your better self. Not just your normal self, but your better self. It will bring the better part of you out. The part that you did not know you had, that was always there all along. So I want to help you also, and so I'm going to give you some steps to go by in relearning your inner voice. So step 1 is relearning your inner voice. When you get the book, you're going to be practicing this way while you're reading the book. One affirmation. Matter of fact, I'm going to get the book right now while I'm talking to you guys. I'm going to read an affirmation from my book, and I'm going to show you how this is done. So that way, when you get a copy of 365 Days of Mindfulness, your daily affirmation, you will be able to know exactly how it works. So here we go. I am going to read. Which one should I read? Let's do... Yeah, should I do this one? Okay, I'm gonna do day 93. And let's go from there. So today I choose to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. That's the affirmation. You will say that out loud. Today I choose to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. And then what I wrote about that is this. I said, today I will make a conscious choice to view obstacles as stepping stones and opportunities for growth. I recognize that challenges are the catalysts for transformation and self-improvement. When with an open heart and a resilient spirit, I approach okay, let me reread it. Okay. I approach adversity as with optimistic. So I'm going to reread that. I approach adversity with optimistic, knowing that it holds valuable lessons and the potential for personal development. I am a master of transformation, and I welcome the hurdles that comes my way as chances to evolve and become the best version of myself. In every obstacle, I see the seeds of growth and embrace them with gratitude. So what you would do after reading that, you will start meditating on the affirmation, and you would say, today I choose to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. And so when something happened, let's say for instance for me, when I'm on the plane and I know for sure I'm ready to get off the plane, it is annoying as I don't know what when we have delays. And I'm sitting in my jump seat and I'm saying to myself, whew, I could be at the hotel right now. Oh my goodness, they really just took away all my little time. I was supposed to have 29 hours of rest time at the hotel. This is what I'm saying when I first started off. And then I started thinking like, wait a minute. Why are you thinking this way? Layla, change the way you're thinking. Literally. This is what I do for real. Literally. I'm telling you how I do it. Change the way you're thinking. What if this delay is a delay because something was going to happen with this plane? Oh, you didn't think about that, did you? And I'm questioning myself in my brain. I'm talking to myself in my mind. I'm like, you know what? That is so true. And then guess what? You got the opportunity to interact with people, and also you have the opportunity to sharpen your communication skills with people. Remember, you said that you want to be able to open up more. And I was like, yeah, that is true. Now what I do, I got the time to actually talk to people and explain to them what's happening, why we're delayed. And a lot of my passengers are more concerned about their connection flight. Like they are so worried. They don't care about nothing but a connecting flight. And I know this. So what I do, I have these cards that help them to connect with ground agents and actually rebook their flights, or um maybe get a hotel or whatever they can do. Especially if it's not weather related, then I could tell them, hey, how about you talk to this ground agent and while we here sitting here. And I would start talking to people and people start feeling more relaxed and they start mellowing out and now they chilled. I didn't used to do that at first when I was married to the narcissist. I would just stay quiet and I didn't care if they had connecting flights or not. When someone came up to me talking about connecting flight, I used to just say, hey, I work on the plane. I'm not a ground agent. I can't do nothing for you with that. Yeah, I was rude. And I'll say that because of the fact that I had the narcissist in my head. So I was pretty much acting rude because I was being treated with rudeness at home. But I had to reshape the way I thought, the way I think, and the way I react to people. So now I'm more chipper, I'm more helpful, I'm happy, and I'm able to help people because when I'm happy, then people around me can be happy too. That's the energy that I have chosen to give out into the world. And I think that you should do the same thing. So get a copy of my book. I'm going to start reading some of my daily affirmation guide to you guys in this season so that way you'll get a clear view of what is in the book. I'm not just trying to sell the book to you. That's why I told you that I can give it to you for free. And it will be a PDF copy. But if you want the hard copy in your hand and you want to feel it, you want to feel the book, and you want to take it with you and be on the plane instead of having to use the blue light from your phone to read, then you will have to order the book online. Go to imagingcoaching.com/forward/books. And then you will be able to see the book there and you can purchase the book from there. So let's continue with step one. Step one is relearn your inner voice. Confidence begins when you learn to... Okay, let's start over. My brain went somewhere. I was thinking about something. I was going to say something else. Let me not go there. Let's continue. Confidence begins when you listen to yourself again. So your confidence is going to start growing when you're listening to your intuition and when you're listening to your thoughts that are positive, and things start reshaping itself in a positive aspect for you. So try this. Try something like this. Before making a decision, I want you to pause and ask yourself, what do I really feel? Not what you think you should feel, but actually, what do I feel? What is it that I'm feeling right now? That small moment of honesty reconnects you with your intuition, and it also help you organize your GPS. You know what a GPS is. You know how we are navigating out here, and when you get lost, you don't know what to do, and you turn your GPS on and it'll give you the guide. Well, that's what your intuition is. It'll tell you which way to go. It'll tell you do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. Go this way, go that way, go that way, go that way. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Your inner GPS, that intuition that's inside of you, that spirit of discernment, your consciousness is talking to you, okay? So step 2, reclaim your reflection. Look at yourself daily in the mirror and speak life. My book will help you if you don't know what to say. The book itself will give you the words to say. But just for a little snippet of what you can be saying to yourself in the mirror while you're getting dressed, you can say, I am still here. See, you're still alive. You survived. You can also say, I am becoming. I'm not the person that I want to be today, but I am becoming the person that I want to be tomorrow. And then you can say something like, I am worthy of love that doesn't hurt. Because love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't hurt. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love does not boast. It's not envy. It doesn't keep records of wrong. Love helps you to grow. So don't sit here thinking that someone loves you when they start doing the opposite of what love is. It sounds simple, but self-affirmation is mind training. It's a mental training of your mind. Your mind believes what it keeps hearing repeatedly. So feed the truth, not trauma. Okay? You want to feed the truth to your mind, to your brain, not trauma residue. All right? And then we got number 3, redefine confidence. So what do confidence look like to you? How do you redefine it? Confidence isn't about arrogancy. It's not being arrogant. It's about alignment. How do you align yourself with what it is that's you know that is to be true? Okay? It's the quiet knowing that you no longer need to perform to be accepted. You no longer chase validation. You embody it because you are valuable. You tell yourself, I am very valuable, so I don't need to be chasing validation from nobody. See, for me, I don't ask people or anyone, not even my own husband, what I should do. If it's something that I want to do, as long as it's not going to disrupt my marriage or hurt my family or even myself, I just do it. And then I tell my husband about it. And I say, look what I'm doing. Look what happened. Look what I want you to read. So I recently made a new business plan for a new business adventure that I am going to incorporate in my life sometime in the near future, not now. But I say within the next 5 years, this business should be getting started. But I wrote the business plan already because I have been wanting to do this since 20, actually since the 2000s, 2002, 2003, somewhere up in there. I've been wanting to do this, but I just didn't do it because I felt like, okay, it's going to take a lot of money to do this project. So how about I just wait? Now I revisit this, and it's strong inside of me where I'm saying, okay, let me just put together a business plan and see what happens, and let me see if I can see how this can happen. So I showed my husband the business plan, and I said, "What do you think about this?" At first, my husband's one of the type that instead of being optimistic, he's pessimistic. You will probably say, "What? Yeah, I'm serious. My husband can be pessimistic for real," but I am helping him to stop that. And the moment that he opened up his mouth and I know a pessimistic statement is about to come out, I immediately shut him down. I do. I immediately stop him. And he know how I'm going to do it. He say he don't like that. He said that gets on his nerve. But I have to let him know I'm not going to let you put down anything that I'm doing just because you can't see the vision. Sometimes your vision belongs to you. It was never given to you to make someone else see it if it's not ready to be seen. And that's what I had to realize. Okay, my vision's not ready to be seen. That's why he's being pessimistic, because he's looking at the bad of what can happen. I told him I already have the risk factors put into the business plan. So if you just read the whole business plan before you start giving me your opinion, then you'll see that the risk factors are already there. Keep in mind, I went to school for business, so I do know that things can happen. Bad things can happen, but I'm not going to live off of what bad can happen, because then my project can never happen if I continue to live in a pessimistic mindset. I am very optimistic. I'm always looking at what good can come out of a situation. Even with my narcissistic marriage, the birth of imaging coaching came from that marriage. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you guys right now. This podcast came from that marriage, because if I never experienced that, I wouldn't be talking to you guys. I wouldn't be able to have anything to tell you, because I wouldn't be talking from experience. I'd just be talking about something I read. No, we're not going to do that. I'm not passionate about what I never experienced. I'm passionate about what I went through. Then that way I know what I know, what I know. Okay? So definitely, you want to embody validation. You do not want to have the validation given to you from the outside of you. When you stop performing and start beginning, you will see your light return. And don't need there's no need for you to have to get permission from anyone to shine. All right? Do not let someone put your light out. When your light returns to you, you shine that light so bright that I don't care where you are, people will see it for miles. Definitely keep your light shining. Now let's move on to the next segment of the podcast, which is affirmation. I done gave you a few of them, but I'm going to give you some more. Affirmation for rebuilding your confidence. So I want you to take a deep breath with me. Inhale, and you're going to inhale for 4 seconds. And when you inhale, you're going to inhale peace into your body. So let's do that. Hold it for 4 seconds. And now you're going to exhale slowly, and you're going to exhale fear out of your body. Yes. Now, if you do that about 4 times a day, yes, you will feel more relaxed. And especially when you feel your heart start beating very fast, you start getting anxious or nervous, do that, okay? Do the breathing techniques that I'm teaching you. I want you to repeat these affirmations from your heart. Believe what you're saying. I'm giving you 5 of them, so believe what you're saying. Number 1, I trust myself again. Believe it. Repeat it out loud. I trust myself again. Number 2, my voice is valuable and clear. Yes, my voice is valuable and clear. So be clear in your tone because your voice is very valuable. We need to hear it. Number 3, I am confident in who I am becoming. So you might not know who you're becoming yet, but you are becoming a better version of yourself. And because you're becoming a better version of yourself, be confident in that, okay? And number 4, I release the need to prove my worth. Now, I want you to say that with an attitude. I release the need to prove my worth, okay? Yes. Number 5, I am whole even as I heal. Because you're not broken. You're whole even as you heal. So say that. I am whole even as I heal. Yes. Confident is not what you wear. So keep that in mind. Even though you might want to wear something that makes you feel good, and that is awesome. Go ahead and get you a pair of those Layla Cara style shoes or a bag that you want to carry around with you. But I want you to know that how loud you speak, you want to make sure that you're saying something with some substance if you're going to speak loud. Confident is not what you wear or how loud you speak. It's how deeply you believe that you are enough. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the segment where we're going to talk about the questions. Yes, I have some more questions for you guys. So this we know is October. So today is October the 21st, 2025, and this is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I just found out that one of my aunts, my mother's sister, the one that I talk to a lot, I talk to her almost every day, and she's the one who came to the house to get my mother when she was acting a fool at my house during that Thanksgiving month. Well, I just found out that she has breast cancer. And yes, I am not happy with that. This is the second time. And the first time she had it in, I think she said her left breast. And then now it has returned and it's in her right breast. So she's going through the chemo and everything. So please pray for her, you guys. I just pray that she survive it. And I know that she says she's okay if God takes her home and everything. But I have to be honest with you guys. I'm a stickler of who I talk to and who I have conversations with on a daily basis. I don't talk to a lot of people every day. I just don't. And not only that I don't talk to them, I don't always want to. Even though we are related or not related or we co-workers or whatever, I don't always want to have a conversation because of the fact that this is what I do as my profession. I talk to people, I help people with problems and stuff like that. Over time, I get to a point where I don't want to hear people's problems. I just want to chill out and I just want to relax, especially when I'm at home. I just want to chill, and I just want to chill out and I not have much to do. But then I get in my spirit where I need to talk to someone and I need to reach out and let people know I'm not being antisocial or distant and nothing like that. So my brother called me last night about 8 o'clock, and I don't like I love my brother, but I don't always like talking to him. My brother have a weird conversation that he carries when he talks, and sometimes I don't be want to hear the stuff that he say because it be off the wall. Keep in mind, he suffered from PTSD, so sometimes he say things I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he talks about the stuff that happened when he was in the military. He just started opening up about that, so I let him talk because he just started opening up about that, and he needs someone to talk to, and I'm here to hear for it. But then there's times that I'm not ready to hear it. Who do I talk to? So the thing is, every coach need a coach to talk to. Every therapist need a therapist to talk to. Every psychiatrist need a psychiatrist to talk to. Because when someone is telling you all this information, you got to have a place to take it to. But you don't want to dump it on a human being constantly. That's why I pray a lot. and God renews my strength and I change the way I do things sometimes. At this point in my life, I know that I have to be more cautious about who I allow to be in my ear. And I know that when my brother was calling, I said, okay, he just want to talk. But instead of him talking to me, I'm gonna let him talk to his son. Because when he talks to his son, he's talking about school and how his things going at school and stuff like that. And then I feel like, to me, when he get a chance to talk to his son, it brightens up his day. It brightens up whatever depression that he's going through because of the fact that he had lost custody of his son. He gets to see my son is still here. I still have him. I remember my brother on one of my voicemails. I listen to the voicemail because when he calls, sometimes I don't answer. I just send that mail straight to voicemail, and I have to listen to see what he's talking about. And if I'm ready to listen to what he got to say, then I call him back. Is that wrong? It might be, but you may say, well, I have that thought sometimes, you guys. Sometimes I have the thought that, man, if I don't answer the phone, what if something's wrong? But I can't go through life feeling that way because then I will always be having someone put something in my ear. I have to protect my peace. And this is a part of me protecting my peace. Don't answer the phone every time someone calls. And so when it goes to voicemail, my son set this thing up on my phone where I can screen my calls. I didn't know that I can do that. He said, well, how about you just screen your calls? And that way, when the machine asks him, what is the nature of your call, they can tell you what the nature of it, then you can call them back or you can answer while it's still ringing. And I said, oh, I like that idea. So I ended up doing that, sending my brother to the screening of the call and stuff. And I said, okay, he just want to talk, so let me just send him to his son so that way he can talk to the son. And then I had my son call him back. I said, hey, how about you call your dad? And he was like, oh man. My son sometimes don't be want to talk either because dad be talking some crazy stuff. I say, yeah, baby, but that's still your daddy. So he ended up calling him, and he was like, Mama, oh man. I said, I know. That's why I didn't want to talk to him, because I know how he can be. And I love him, but sometimes at this time of night, I can't handle it. Now, if he called me in the daytime, like around 2, 3 o'clock or something like that, I can handle it because I can go into my mode that I go in after I get off the phone. And usually what I do, I go into my detox mode and I start detoxing all that stuff up out of me. I have a way of detoxing. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, I can explain. Detoxing, when someone give you information that is heavy and you like, man, this is too much for me to listen to. What I do to detox, I start praying and I say, God, you know what's going on with them. You know better than I do. I don't know everything and what to say to them. Reach them, get to them, touch them, send someone on their trail who can actually help them and get them out of the situation that they're in. If this is a test, what they got to go through, then help them to pass the test and help me to not hold on to this information so it won't start planting a seed inside of me. And then I feel better. And if not, if I'm still not feeling better, then I would usually find something that uplifts my spirit. I can put on music, start dancing, I will start singing, or I even start praising God, and that changes everything. When I start praising God, that changes everything, and then I'm back to my normal self, and I'm back in my zone, and I'm good to go. Now that's what helps me. I don't know what can help you guys. You have to find what can help you and go from there. But let's go ahead and continue with, I want to move into our listeners' questions for today. So I have 3 questions, and I want to make sure that you guys know I am here for you. I am here to answer some questions, and I picked the ones that I feel that can resonate with my listeners when I do these questions. Where do I get the questions from? I get them from my clients. They ask questions and I feel like, oh, that's a good question to talk about and to share with my listeners. So I write down the questions and now I'm able to answer it, and I answer it on the podcast. So, number 1, how do I stop over explaining myself after leaving a narcissist? Ooh, yeah. That's a great question because I've done that. I have had someone tell me, I had this one guy tell me, he said, you know the reason why I do the stuff that I do when I ask you a question and I keep asking more questions. I said, why? He said, because you over explain yourself and I think it's funny. I said, that's not funny. I be explaining myself because I want you to truly understand. He said, but I understand the first time. And I started thinking like, maybe I need to stop. I need to think more into that. So over explaining yourself is what it is the leftover survival tactic that you have that's in you. You want them to understand. It's what you did to avoid being misunderstood. It's also what you did to keep from being attacked. It's okay. But I want you to start practicing, and I do this too. I practice this. This is what I do. So I want to see if you can do this. Maybe it'll help you too. So now what I want you to do is to practice short claim statements, like very short. Don't be long-winded. Cut it off real quick. 1 sentence to 2 sentence max. And then I want you to just get quiet. Remember, silence is forward. So just be quiet after you say your 2 sentences. Just stop quiet. Just stop talking like, You know what I mean? Just like that. And then, of course, it's going to feel weird. But the thing is that you don't need a paragraph to explain anything to anybody unless you're trying to explain how to do something, like a step-by-step guide on how to fix a bicycle tire. Okay, the tire is broken. How do I fix this? And now you're gonna say, this is what you do. You're gonna take it to a tire shop, let them do this or that, or you'll say, okay, you need an inner tube. That's different from extra explaining yourself of who you are, what you're doing, why you made the choice to do what you do, why you're choosing to do what you do. You don't have to explain all that. Just give a simple statement like, because I want to. It's that simple. And they're like, oh, okay. She's doing it because she wants to. Or he's doing it because he wants to. You're not being sarcastic, but you're telling the truth. It's because you want to. Okay? Simple. Number 2. Let's go to number 2. Question number 2 is, I still feel small around confident people. How can I rebuild that inner strength? You know, recently, I want to tell you a story. Okay, before I do that, what I want you to do first is start by noticing the story you tell yourself. What is it that you're telling yourself when you're around a confident person? Or you find some people who are confident about who they are, about their craft, whatever that they're doing. What are you saying to yourself? So instead of thinking they're better than me, I want you to shift it to, they remind me of what I could be, the possibility that I can turn into. Yeah. Let me admire them instead of feeling inferior to them. I want to admire them, and I can use that, what I see how confident they are, for myself. Use other people's confidence as an inspiration, not intimidation. So I want to tell you this story. So on the plane, I found out that people are gravitating towards me. And I don't know, I didn't know why. I know now, but I didn't know why. In these past few weeks, I have been noticing how the flight attendants that I work with, and some of these flight attendants, a lot of the flight attendants I have never worked with before, because we have merged 2 bases for Houston. So Phoenix, Arizona has closed down, and those flight attendants are now in Houston. And Dallas, the airport in Dallas for United, I'm talking about, actually they was American, but now they're United. They have came to Houston as well. And I'm working with a lot of new flight attendants. And I've noticed that I don't be want to talk to them. I really don't. And it's because I be want to be in my own zone. I want to be in my own space because on the plane we have our own galley, our separate galley. Whoever's working first class, they have that galley to themselves, and whoever's working in economy in the back, some of you call it coach, we have our own galley. And I work the back most of the time. And if there's a flight attendant who's senior than me, most of the time they want the back and I work the first class. So the thing is, I've noticed that I don't want to be bothered, but people keep coming to me. They just keep coming and being around me, talking and just talking. And I mean, what are you talking about? You just talking. And I get annoyed because I feel like they're bothering me. But I remember last week and the week before that, I was working and it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I am not a morning person. I'm gonna tell you that now. I don't want to be a morning person where people are how people could be all chipper and just so much energy and all that. I don't have that. I have to drink my coffee. What I do in the morning, I meditate. I focus on whatever it is I need to get done for the day. And I love to give time for God. That's my morning. But it's hard to do that when I'm getting up at 3 in the morning to get dressed. And I still do it even while I'm getting dressed. But then I realize that when I go out into the lobby and I'm sitting down there and I go early so I can have some quiet time before the crew come down. And when they come down, they are just yapping. I'm like, it is 4 o'clock in the morning and this person is just talking. What are you talking about? What do you have to talk about? We don't even know each other. So they would come over and be like, hey, good morning. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, oh, it's loud. Oh, you loud. And I'm like, hey, good morning. And then they would be like, so did you sleep well last night? I'm like, no, not really. I need more sleep. I'm still tired. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, they don't never give us enough time to sleep. And I'm like, oh, my God, please stop. And I've started noticing they're doing that a lot. And these are different people. These are not people who know each other or who know me. And I'm saying to myself, why are they doing this to me? The Holy Spirit told me the reason why they come into you is because of the light that you carry. You have light in you, and you are literally shining so bright that they're drawn into you. That's why they keep coming over there to you, bothering you. You think they're bothering you, but they literally are being drawn to you. And I'm like, oh, is that good? Is that a good thing? But I've just noticed that it's happening so much lately. And then I started saying, well, okay, so maybe I should embrace that instead of being annoyed by that. And I'm working on it. I'm still trying to work on it. So please be patient with me. God is not through God is not through with me yet. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about question number 3. And we're going to wrap this up. So how can I date again without fear of being manipulated? This was one of my things when I first started dating my husband. I was afraid that I was going to repeat the pattern. And I prayed and I asked God to show me signs that he was actually not going to be this way. And if he was going to be this way, expose him so soon, very early, to where I can let go of whatever it was that we was trying to develop. And God answered my prayers. He did. He started showing me things about Marcus, opening up his heart, showing me his heart. And you know the thing about it? I'm going to tell you. The thing about how I knew for sure that Marcus was the one, my own ex-husband, my deceased husband, said it out of his mouth. Ew, it was so strange to me. He said it out of his own mouth. He said to me, I said, only God would have allowed this man to open up his mouth to say this stuff to me about Marcus. He said, I've been watching y'all on social media, and I know that guy really do love you. He love you so much that it is showing through his eyes. And I was like, what? And this is me talking to him on the phone. No text message, nothing. We was on the phone having a conversation because I was trying to get him to sign the divorce papers. And he said, if I sign the divorce papers, I know y'all gonna get married. He said, yeah, that's your husband. I already know it. And I said, what? I'm not finna remarry. And he's like, no, that I already know it. That's why I'm not finna sign. I'm not gonna sign. I'm not signing nothing. Well, when I got off the phone with him, I started thinking, why would he say that? Why is he saying that's my husband? But then he went from that to texting me after we got off the phone. You're still my wife. I'm not letting you go for nobody. And I said, oh, those words was put in his mouth by the Holy Spirit. He don't even know it. That the Holy Ghost put those words in his mouth, made him say the truth. And don't even know that he actually validated what I was praying for. Huh. And that's how I knew then that I needed to continue to consult with God for my answers. So I would tell you that before you begin dating, I want to make sure that you know before you fall in love with anyone, I want you to fall in love with solitude. Fall in love with being in your own space, being able to trust yourself and love yourself. And I want you to learn your emotional red flags. What are your emotional red flags? When you feel calm, not anxious around someone, that is when you are in your safe place. That's when you know that you're not being manipulated. If you're not feeling calm and you're feeling anxious around someone, whoever that person may be, then you're not in your safe place and that person could be manipulating you. You'll know when healing is your peace. Well, you got to heal first. So make sure you heal. When I was dating my husband Marcus, I was in my healing process at the same time while dating him. I was basically not looking at him as a boyfriend, and I wasn't looking at him as he's going to be my husband. Matter of fact, I told myself I was never going to marry again. I was serious about it, and when I said it, and I remember saying, why is this man continuing to keep coming around though? Why is he still here? Why is my family liking him so much? Not the fact that I didn't know him, because I knew him before I met my deceased husband. So, but it was just different. It changed. The way we were with each other, it changed. It went from friendship to a romantic situation, but it took time to get there. It took years to get there. Matter of fact, like I said, my husband was married before we even got together, and then he was divorced a year before we got together. So we had our own lives. We was just friends. And I want you to know that you'll know that you're healed when peace feels more attractive to you than chaos. You will know. I want you to go to season 6 of my podcast, and I want you to look for the part where it says about dating again. It will look for the title that talks about dating again, redating, starting back into the dating world, get into a new relationship, and listen to that. I would explain in full detail in that episode. It's in season 6. I will explain in full detail in that episode about when you know that you're ready to date again and how to. I would say also listen to other podcasts too, because I explain also in other podcasts how to recognize the signs. Okay. So I hope that this helped. And if you need more coaching, go ahead and reach out to me on imagingcoaching.com/plans, and I can help you with that as well. So This is it for our episode. If this episode speaks to your heart, if it has spoken to you in any kind of way, I invite you to take one gesture for this week, okay? One action. Every morning, I want you to write down, well, you don't even have to write it down. Just think about anything, one thing that you admire about yourself and say it out loud. It can be your smile. I love to see my smile again. It's actually genuine this time. You could say that to yourself and then smile all through the day. Find something to smile about, all right? That's how you retrain your confident muscle. You want to retrain your confident muscle. And remember, rebuilding isn't about becoming who you were before. You want to rebuild becoming who you were actually meant to be, which is a wiser person, softer, stronger, and freer than you were before. Because if you do that, you won't have to worry about being manipulated again. If you're ready to go even deeper, like I said, visit imagingcoaching.com. I also have wellness teas. I also have gourmet coffee on there, and the coffee is so delicious. It's freshly made. I have coffee from all different parts of the world, so go ahead and check it out. And if you need one-on-one coaching, I'm here for you. Book a coaching session. And I also have my online program, so definitely see if any one of those is going to be good for you. And until next time, I want you to continue rebuilding your spirit as well as your body. Work out, go for walks. Those things will help you also rebuild your confidence as well. So thank you for joining me in this powerful season of improving your thoughts by freeing yourself. You are truly the author of your own piece. You are the designer of the next chapter of your life. And you are already enough. So don't let nobody tell you that you ain't good enough. Don't even tell yourself. Don't let yourself tell you that you're not good enough. Until next time, keep freeing yourself one thought at a time. Signing out, Alayla.
Are you feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by stress? Introducing Stress Management with Imaging Coaching, your ticket to a calmer, more balanced life. In this journey you will be taking with us here at Imaging Coaching, we'll equip you with powerful techniques and tools you can use to conquer stress, regain control, and transform your life. From deep breathing exercises to mindfulness practices, you'll discover the tools to relax your mind and body. Come join us on this transformative path and unlock a world of inner peace and resilience. Don't let stress hold you back any longer. Take charge of your well-being today with Imaging Coaching, your stress management team. Discover clarity. Defeat stress through Imaging Coaching at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com.